Dear Mr. J. Edgar Hoover, you dirty rotten son of a bitch. The Department of Justice, attention Mr. Looks like G. Edgar Hoover, Washington, D.C. So this is a FBI agent writing to his director. The splendid, appended, man, I'm sorry, it's 7:20 a.m. in the morning, December 22nd. Happy winter solstice. Today's the winter solstice. And there's actually several things that's going on right now. There's Soya, which is what the Hopi Indians celebrate, and 3 other tribes. Anyways, the appended article was printed in the New York Times issue of September 22nd, 1940, and it's based on proven facts should be of vital importance to the War Department as well as to that of other nations now controlled by insane dictators. The War Department. Today we call the War Department the Defense Department, right? That is Orwellian speak. War, you know what the War Department's up to. The Defense Department, well, they can do as the fuck as they please. If, as the author states, the Teleforce, which is a laser beam, moon beam, the Teleforce has been perfected by Nikola Tesla and be a measure of foresightedness to ensure his constant guarding against his being molested, probably kidnapped and tortured by alien enemies for the purpose of seizing the secret of such an invaluable instrument of war and or defense. The foregoing is offered in just the something article, and its inferences have been called to your attention. Very truly yours. Name has been blacked out. Okay. So, 1940, September 22nd, New York Times. Death ray for planes. Nikola Tesla, one of the truly great inventors who celebrated his 84th birthday. God damn. An old man. They put the FBI, man, they put Helen Keller. Wait, you're blind and you're deaf? Okay. Start an FBI file on her. That's suspicious. I can understand just blind people. I can understand just deaf people, but blind and deaf? No, you're probably going to be a socialist, start the ACLU, be against birth control. Against birth control. What are you, some sort of feminist? What are you, some sort of equal pay person? Are you some sort of... So, 84-year-old Nikola Tesla, July 10th, he celebrated it. Tells the writer that he stands ready to divulge to the United States government the secret of his Teleforce, with which, he said, airplane motors would be melted at a distance of 250 miles so that an invisible Chinese wall of defense would be built around the country against any attempted attack by an enemy air force, no matter how large. This Teleforce, he said, is based on an entirely new principle of physics that no one has ever dreamed about, different from the principle embodied in his inventions relating to the transmission of electrical power from a distance, for which he has received a number of basic patents. This new type of force, Mr. Tesla said, would operate through a beam 100 millionth of a square centimeter in diameter. So it's smaller than that, right? Small. So, Teleforce, very small beam. Where am I going with this? I'm going to keep reading just because I think this article is really cool. But, I mean, FBI file. Why do they have an FBI file on Tesla? I thought that was kind of crazy. But apparently, I guess, any and all threats to the country. So if you're... It's insane. It's insane. If you're powerful enough to destroy other nations and other peoples, then you're powerful enough to destroy America, right? You could just one day be like, you know what? I don't really like this country. And instead of nuking North Korea, you'd be like, I'm gonna take Washington out, and then let the 50 states fend for themselves. No more central government keeping all you bastards together. So, this teleforce, he said, is based on an entirely new principle of physics and that no one has ever dreamed about, different from the principle embodied in his inventions related to the transmission of electrical power from a distance, for which he has received a number of basic patents. This new type of force, Mr. Tesla said, would operate through a beam 100 millionth of a square centimeter in diameter and could be generated from a special plant that would cost no more than $2 million and would take only about 3 months to construct. A dozen such plants located at strategic points along the coast, according to Mr. Nikola Tesla, would be enough to defend the country against all possible aerial attack. This beam would melt any engine, whether diesel or gasoline driven, and would also ignite the explosives aboard any bomber. No possible defense against it could be devised, he asserts, as the beam would be all penetrating. So, wow, take a beam, and you could burn up any tangible things. The only way, I mean, how could you could attack the thing that emits the beam with a beam, but if we all have beams, this is almost like fucking nuke type shit. If we all got these beams that could disintegrate shit 250 miles away, we might all just, fuck each other up. There is a moral conundrum. If you could get $100 and you push a button and somebody across the world died, would you do it? Nobody would know about it. You push that button, somebody dies, but you get $100. I know poor motherfuckers in this country just be like, hell yeah, I'm making that money, making that money, paper chasing. Making it rain, making it rain. Dozens such plants located at strategic points along the coast, according to Mr. Tesla. I read that. High vacuum eliminated the beam, he states, involves 4 new inventions, 2 of which already have been tested. One of these is a method and apparatus of unreadable eliminating something, high vacuum method in producing very great electrical force. The third is a method for amplifying this force, and the fourth is a new method for producing a tremendous electrical repelling force. This would be the projector or gun of the system. The voltage for propelling the beam to its objective, according to its inventor, will attain a potential of 50 million volts. With this enormous voltage, he says, microscopic electrical particles of matter will be catapulted on their mission of defensive destruction. He has been working on this invention. He added it for many years and has recently made a number of improvements in it. Mr. Tesla makes one important stipulation. Should the government decide to take up his offer, he would go to work at once, but they would have to trust him. He would suffer no interference from experts. In ordinary times, such a condition would very likely interpose an insuperable obstacle, but times being what they are, and with the nation getting ready to spend billions for national defense, at the same time taking into consideration the reputation of Mr. Tesla as an inventor who always was many years ahead of his time, the question arises whether it may be advisable to take Mr. Tesla at his word and commission him to go ahead with the construction of his teleforce plant. Such a device, invaluable after all, $2 million would be relatively a small sum compared with what is at stake if Mr. Tesla really fulfills his promise. The result achieved would be truly staggering. Not only would it save billions now planned for air defense by making the country absolutely impregnable against any air attack, but it would also save many more billions in property that would otherwise be surely destroyed no matter how strong the defense is, as witness current events in England. Okay. Take, for instance, the Panama Canal. No matter how strong the defense is, a suicide squadron of dive bombers, according to some experts, might succeed in getting through and cause such damage that would make the canal unusable, in which case our Navy might find itself bottled up. Considering the possibilities in the case, even if the chances were 100,000 to 1 against Mr. Tesla, the odds would still be largely in favor of taking a chance on a pending spending $2 million. In the opinion of the writer, who has known Mr. Tesla for many years, he can testify he still retains full intellectual rigor. The authorities in charge of something national defense should at once look into this matter. The sum is insignificant compared with the magnitude of the stake. So, Mr. Tesla thought of an idea about a moonbeam, about a laser beam. Holy shit. Get a file on him. It's 265 pages. Your courtesy and interest is bringing this information to my attention. You're indeed appreciated, and you may be assured your letter will receive appropriate consideration. Sincerely yours, John Edgar Hoover, Director. All information contained herein is unclassified, 7280. It's crazy. They unclassify it, but they have markers, that which blot out so much shit, so many writings. People just making notes on these papers. LBJ has something. I guess you can't write what LBJ is talking about. So, fascinating read, right? Here's the personal effects of Tesla. He also knows blank and working model Teslas, which cost more than $10,000 to build. A safety deposit bag belonging to Tesla. Not only do they take like black markers, but then the way that they copy it, like a line, it looks like a black line just went down through the paragraph. So when I read, Fitzgerald also knows that Tesla has conceived and a revolutionary type of torpedo, which is not presently in use. The nations. It is Fitzgerald's belief that this design has not available to any nation up to the present time, from Staten to Fitzgerald. See, I mean, the whole fucking, you could probably figure out what it's trying to say, but you have to figure it out, and sometimes you can't. What if the whole fucking word is underneath of it? It looks like it could cover up 4 or 5 letter words. So come on, fucking FBI, y'all gonna release this information. You need to, shit. He died in 1943. Fascinating. So as soon as Tesla comes up with the idea, he dies a year later. Oh, January 7th, 1943. That should be a day to celebrate. So I'm gonna go celebrate Nikola Tesla. 7:31 a.m., December 22nd. Year of the solstice, the year of the winter solstice. I guess every year is the year of the winter solstice. But, never forget, that which putteth his hand in the pot will come out with a huge joint and get high as fuck.